It's time to take down the big goat thing himself. Goat
Okay,
dragon
so
man.
so I have, unless this is some important plot thing that's going on that I need to pay attention to.
Not really, it's
Uh,
just like a parody of the Wily thing. We're going to Discord's castle.
okay. Oh, this is very fancy. I like the dedic. I mean, we've already talked at length about the amount of work they put into this.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you. What is your favorite Disney Channel sitcom?
Oh, you're gonna pull this on me, huh?
Yeah,
Well,
because I sometimes think about this, where I always thought it's that story, even that's obvious. But
that
now
used
I'm
to be my
thinking,
answer immediately when I was a child. It was That's a Raven when I was a kid, definitely. But now, the thing is that it's almost like if I come up to an answer now, I'll regret it later upon, like, giving enough time for rewatches for other stuff. But I'd say that the ones that I have the fondest memories of, at least I can say, would be the original Sweet Life. Because the
yeah, as I
Sweet
was about to say that, I I could confidently say yeah, that's Raven, but I have so much great memories of Zack and Cody, the original. It's just fantastic.
Because the thing is that the Sweet Life on Deck for me, I forget if it was seasonal, but there was a certain set of episodes that were just,
I just don't like the show in general. I just think it went too fantastical, and I didn't like that. Zack and Cody was definitely sillier than even That's What Well, it was
no, it
definitely
was not.
no, it was not. But it was sillier than say the shows that surround. Like I'd say it was. Oh, let me put my phone on mute. So yeah, I'd say it was probably sillier than stuff like Hannah Montana. Definitely sillier than
I mean, Hannah
even
Montana did have that mice
Stevens.
that outsmarted them and could play piano.
But yeah, so Zack and Cody was generally grounded.
The
Then
recording's still
Sweet Life
going
on
fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Then
Okay,
Sweet
good.
Life on Deck is like they're super spies and they
And
go
then
to a
there's that
secret
movie
island
where
where they
there's like
switch
secret
bodies.
twins and
Well, no,
whatever.
I'm not even counting the movie. I've never seen it, but like they go to an island where they switch bodies and their curses and everything is just incredibly wacky in a way that I don't love. I mean, if
I
I
mean,
could, maybe if I
I remember the grounded episodes actually being the best. But even then, and as I said, maybe it's just like there was a writer for a season that just like made it horrible. But there was definitely a part where just like the grounded episodes were almost modern Disney Channel level episodes of boring.
I mean, well, I've fully admitted that I don't actually hate modern Disney anymore because I've been watching a lot of it with my baby sister,
I
and
don't know what that is.
and there are a bunch of shows where I'm like,
Well,
okay, this is
maybe
good.
it's not mod. Okay, maybe what
Well, actually,
used
I
to
would
be
say the
modern.
most modern, like, because there's kind of been another recent change where I'm thinking, I don't like any of these, but like 2 years ago, 4 years ago, both the two eras of what the 2 years ago and 4 years ago represent, I generally say I like most of the stuff.
Was it for? Because the thing is, I keep like remembering that man. I haven't watched this kind of stuff in a long time, so maybe I'm thinking like 7 years ago.
I will. I think you're talking about the same stuff I am, and
Like
I will
name some
accept it looking
examples.
bad because there's a lot of stuff where Disney shows back then they kind of started good, while a lot of the modern stuff they kind of start bad and then eventually grow into something
Yeah, but name
where
some
oh, I
examples of
get
the
what this
shows you
is
think
like.
I'm talking about.
Uh, Shake It Up. Well, I didn't
Yes.
really like Shake It Up. Um, well, Hannah Montana, I thought that was fine. But stuff around that, oh no, Ant Farm was garbage. I will
Yeah,
say Ant
I
Farm
was
was
about to
garbage.
say Ant
Okay,
Farm.
yeah, there was an era. There
Yeah,
was
you
an
finally
era.
realizing.
Yeah, there was definitely an era where things were bad. So yeah, maybe it got better, but well, actually no, because even in the Ant Farm era, I thought, what was that show with Good Luck Charlie was great. I liked Good Luck Charlie. I even liked Dog That Blog. It's like a guilty pleasure where I think the show is fantastic. I thought it was hilarious. I loved the characters. I will fully admit, Dog That Black was great. So yeah, I think just Ant Farm just stuck out as garbage. I liked Austin and Ali. I guess yeah, I liked the era of Disney, but
Hmm.
Ant Farm was just trash.
Well, the thing is that what was it? Sweet. I admit.
And I didn't like Sweet Life on Deck. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm saying that I still, if there's like an episode
that's a cool
that like
mechanic, by the way. Does that happen in Mega Man, where the screen goes foggy and you can't see the platforms?
yeah, but it happens with Sand and Commando Man stage. That's Mega Man 10, which we still haven't
Oh,
done.
alrighty. Okay, so yeah, so what are you saying now?
The thing is that with Sweet Life, I can specifically name I can specifically name like episodes and multiple things, um, and moments. But just like if there is one episode that always sticks out in my memory, and just like there are various reasons to this, it is the most fantastical episode out of them.
Yeah, I knew you'd say it, the one where they become superheroes.
I know, right? That was just absolutely perfect in every way, with the manager and just like him making minions out of everybody. But it turns out manager was actually his nickname by his employees, and then him having an adult Ray turning Bob into an adult, and they just left him there. By the way, just like he's just doing stuff.
Oh yeah, Bob. I remember the school. Yeah, I remember the cast, the friends. Now I completely forgot about them, but they were good too. That's usually the problem with let's say what's that show called? The one with the twins, but they are both played by the same actress. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a show where I'm like, okay, this show's about twins. One of them was a sporty, talented person who was on the basketball team. The other one ended up becoming famous and left us to star on a television program, and she's a great singer. But she decided to move back in, and now they have to deal with each other. And I'm like, okay, this is a great premise. Oh, and
And
also
there
she
goes my
has.
spike buffer. Oops.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, so that's a great premise. And also, they have two other brothers. What? And the two brothers are in every episode, and they're completely unfunny, and they ruin the flow. And why? What? Why are you here? Why are you making everything garbage? And it's just like every modern Disney program, I think, has too many characters.
That
And I think
reminds
that's
me.
generally just a prop. And even Sweet Life on Deck, because don't like Gordy or Brady or whatever his name is. I didn't like. I just the characters in Sweet Life on Deck were just not as good to me as the ones in Good Luck Charlie. Well, I mean, yeah, it's Good Luck Charlie, but in Sweet Life and Second Cody.
Yeah, that reminds me. Why didn't I go up there? Did I think it was too dangerous? I
Yeah, I was
forgot.
wondering that.
Um, well, I am um, uh,
Almost dead.
yeah. So maybe I did think it was too dangerous. But the thing is, oh, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh, this is awful. Everything about this is terrible. There's not a single detail on this screen that isn't. You're underwater and just yeah. That was funny. But yeah, what were we saying?
At least that's a checkpoint. Because you talking about the brothers reminded me of Emperor's New School, where Yzma's nephews were voiced by Zack and Cody.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think they only showed up like twice, Zim and Zam. But the thing is that I love the running. I just shows that do running gags right are like my favorites. Because Emperor's New School with a lab running gag, just like how they change it up every single time, and how how Yzma's plans are usually incredibly convoluted and sometimes do not even result in the destruction of Cusco in the end, and Kronk has to point it out.
What the heck?
Yeah, I was stumped at this too for a minute, but it turns out you just need to keep going right.
Oh my gosh. But so, but yeah.
Um,
Speaking of, even though I wanted to talk a bit more
about the live action stuff.
about new Disney stuff, I do want to if you when you finished mentioning that about running gags. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
just continue what you're saying.
because like at one point they just like one of the guys like of the
Oh,
lab.
you're farming.
Well, I'm trying to be safe so when I can get back down, I don't get immediately like swarmed at the tellies, but they ambushed because I completely forgot which one was the correct one. But yeah, the thing is with the lab, like for example, is like near the end of the show, they have something where she's just going through animals to turn him into, and then he's just like, um, it's all stuff from the show before. So Kronk has to point out that like, yeah, we did that already. We and then she ends the llama, and is like, okay, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, that's
And
yeah, that's funny.
then there's one point where she makes a scheme to get rich. Yeah, this is what you have to do. She makes a scheme to get rich and buy herself and Kronk a condo on the hills, and he will get all the cooking implements that he wanted. But then Kronk was like, and the scheme looked like it was actually going like completely brilliant. But then Kronk was like, okay, that's great and all, but how does that destroy Cusco? And then she realizes it has nothing to do with that, and she throws it out entirely. Oh man,
Yeah,
Yzma really is like somebody like a villain that needs because the people who see her love her, but I feel like more people need to notice how amazing she is. Because when you
yeah.
talk about like even just show villains and whatever, nobody seems to mention Yzma. And granted, her performance in the second movie wasn't notable, um, but just like her during the first movie and her during the show, absolutely amazing.
Right.
But yeah, say
I
what you were
do
ready
think.
to say.
Oh, right. I about um running gags and programs. I think it's always amazing. So there are certain type of show. There's a certain type of show where every single joke is completely predictable because they're basically doing the same thing every episode, but it's so well executed that's the joke, and it's still somehow being hilarious. And my two best examples I can think of is Phineas and Ferb, even though Phineas and Ferb actually proved to not be perfect at it because it got old after a
Yeah,
while.
even though certain later episodes were actually surprisingly amazing.
Yeah, there are some great subversions, but like I think the Candice thing was just a complete dead zone for me. But still, Phineas and Ferb and this British show, Keeping Up Appearances. I don't know if you know about it,
Nope.
but it is brilliant. It's basically the same joke where this person is not very wealthy, but she likes to pretend to be higher class, like Keeping Up Appearances, and there's the same comedy beats. Her neighbor hates her, and every time she comes over, he tries to close the door. Whenever she goes to her poorer sister, there's a dog in that car that always jumps out to bark at her. Her last name is Bucket, but it's pronounced Bouquet, and they always make this joke almost every single episode. There's always an episode of her once her neighbor or one of the other neighbors comes over her house to drink tea. She always breaks something. She's always incredibly nervous. It's the same jokes, but for some reason the show is amazing and it's completely hilarious, and I laugh every single time. And I have to completely respect shows that are so well executed, that the running gags are so strong that I just love. I can basically watch the same episode 50 times and it's still great. Also, that looks
Yeah, by the way, people, how do
just
you avoid this attack
insane.
at all? Because I know you
That
haven't been paying attention, but like this thing is
it's
crazy.
completely insane.
And I think I wasted any time because I could have taken
What
one
is
more attack, but
that?
I didn't want to risk it. That was some sort of wind mare thing. I missed the episode where that came in, but she's weak. But she's weak to Twilight's weapon, so that probably that has to do with the episode usually. Just like how the big dragon is weak to the stare.
Okay. Oh yeah, the dragon. I know that. But yeah, so running gags. Well, there's probably some other shows that do it so heavily. I mean, I guess it could count Gumball. Well, not really. Like it's not as heavy as in literally the same thing. I guess not Gumball. Chief in a Big City is really heavy in its running gags. And when something
Yeah, well,
happens,
that
you
just
basically know what's going to happen next. Someone says "Great Scott," you know what's going to happen when they say that, etc., etc.
yeah, well, everybody knows that the person behind all the running gags was secretly Red Herring.
Oh yeah, that one's good as well. Like yeah, there's some iconic running gags that never get old. Some of them do get old. Like it is annoying how the sheer amount of episodes of Gumball that ending a chase scene is definitely something that's gotten old.
Yeah, but that's
But
also but that's also a reason why you liked it so much.
I mean, there the I think everyone's okay. It's been enough in both. It's happened so much that even the subversion feels old. It's when they were all chasing each other in invisible cars.
No,
That's
what are you
when
talking about? That was amazing.
that was amazing, but that was also the okay. We get it, guys. I
You know
feel.
what I was getting? Absolute comedy. The point where Richard comes in from the background and hits her makes me wince because they just made that so real, but not. It was so great. It was so great. Maybe because I watch Gumball on its own in just like sparingly kind of stuff. But I just if you're going to use an example of something getting old, it was definitely not that.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess we this. I mean, yeah, I guess we're gonna disagree there. I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I did like it, but there's those points where I was like, lots of episodes in a chase.
Or
It's
just
a
like
point where I noticed that.
well, yeah, because like the job technically was a chase, even though the job isn't flawless
That was
episode
probably like
of
the
every
first
single
one. Yeah,
time.
that was incredible. I think that was probably like
Um,
the time the show decided, okay, we can be great.
the
It was
remote
the
was a great
words and the
episode, and that
job.
was also a chase,
Yeah.
also a fight. And then the one where Larry quits and the entire world goes to crap in literally like 2 seconds. That was not really. That was more a race to find Larry, and then the one where they ran out of money, but Gumball refused to sell out. But then they realized they were actually really running out of money, so the animation was screwing up, and so they had to sell out before like their bare lines were going to be erased.
Yeah. Which sounds like a note which remind me of Chowder. I'm wondering if they ever made a joke about well, no. Because I'm thinking if Sheep in the Big City made a joke about the animation, but I don't think so because they're This Is Fiction was more of them being in a TV show rather than a cartoon. So
Did you see
yeah,
that? The thing was floating for some reason.
what thing? I
The
missed it.
energy, the energy capsule was while I was on Rainbow Dash's thing, it was floating. Oh, that would have been close. I was like, why am I not? Oh, right. If I jumped there, I would have immediately fallen on the balloons.
Okay, so I know the balloons are coming up here. Yeah.
They just, as I said,
Why are
this
these
game
randomly
is,
sideways? I guess because they don't want to be floating in midair. So
yeah.
they just say so just make so they're coming from the wall. Yeah, I guess
This
that
is
works.
this is where Rainbow Dash's, dash really comes in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Like,
the hitbox for the balloons is weird because like the thing that killed me in like Pinkie Pie's stage is that I thought I wouldn't land on them, but I did. and so that ended up killing me at the end. Like that. I didn't think I should have made that.
What the? Oh, because I'm like, why are you? Oh, that's what you. Okay. This is hard.
Yeah, it is. Cause I'm sure it's just like I went to this. I thought this was like that last one was like the end, and that there would be like a breather room. But then I saw this, and it was like, oh,
Ah, good. But yeah, killing the Wonderbolts, lovely.
of course. They're some of the
Was
most.
there ever a conclusion? Did she join them or something? Because there's a lot of things where I'm like, I don't know. I don't even
There
know
have been
what
some
Cutie
conclusions to
Marks.
plots. There have been some conclusions to plots, but after the Wonderbolts, I don't think so.
I'm
I think maybe
thinking.
she gave up on it or something.
I don't even know what Cutie Marks the Cutie Mark Crusaders got.
Oh right, those.
But I'm sure they got some by now.
They did.
It-
It was a special episode thing.
okay, so what are they now? They're just the Crusaders.
I
What if
I forget if
they
they
all
get
got it
changed.
in the same thing? That would be kind of.
The thing is that I know I've seen the episode, but I just forget the details about that because I honestly I did going back. I probably judged the show too harshly, but the Cutie Mark Crusader stuff usually never really grabbed me. Um, but like I'm looking at some of the plots now that I checked out recently. I'm like, actually, this is hilarious because of everybody else around them rather than them themselves.
What's funny is not funny, but what I realized about a lot of things, but especially MLP, is that I'm much more engaged in the fandom than the show itself. In that I haven't watched much of the show, but I watched
Even
all
though
of
it's
Pony.
great.
Yeah, it's definitely good. I watched Pony.mov. I watched the far superior, legitimately one of the best abridged series I've ever seen. In what was that? Friendship is Witchcraft. It is so funny. I'm like, these are better characters. The only problem is that, I mean, I guess it's not a problem, but the cast are actually terrible people. Like especially um Twilight. They're all incredibly self-absorbed. They don't care about each other. They're barely friends, but it's so funny.
That reminds me of the Legend of Zelda abridged, where
Well, yeah.
except that you
Oh,
like
oh,
the
wait, we're
one with the
talking
more
about different
predictable
ones.
jokes. Yeah, you
Oh,
like the one with
yeah.
more predictable jokes, where Navi goes, "You idiot!" every 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, that's true. She does, but I don't know. I feel the one you like is
It
boring.
is not. It is. It's so much. It's just like
Oh,
so much more threat.
you're telling me
When
XD raw muffins isn't predictable?
first off, I like it's less. It's much less predictable than what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to sell to me.
No, let me tell you, they they go out of their way to make Ganon a good guy,
Well, yes, that
and
is
that's
hilarious.
great.
But I'm saying not only that, but they hang on jokes for the obvious punchline a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, if I rewatched it, no, it's been like 7 years. I mean, he recently, like probably last year or this year, just finished the last two episodes of Majora's Mask, which everyone's like, it's been 10,000 years, and everyone's so hyped. But if I watch it now, I'd probably like it less.
The thing is that something I remember, just like because I
Even though
like it
I
much better
recently
when
rewatched Shouting Shoulder Bridge, and I'm like, nope, still great.
I.
So
The
who
thing
knows?
is, I remember specifically. Yeah, that's a trap. This this abomination of
Oh my gosh.
nature, well, not nature, more like technology. They are weak to whatever their respective adoptive sister weapon is.
Adopted, I guess. I mean, wait, one of them is their actual sister.
Well, yes.
The animation is pretty
Two of them
smooth
are
in
the actual
this.
sisters, but like Scootaloo is weak to Rainbow Dash's weapon.
Oh, Sweetie Belle's actually related to her? Oh yeah. I forgot that. In Friendship is Witchcraft, she's a robot, I think.
What? That actually
Yeah, she's a robot.
that actually makes it incredibly thematic here. But yeah. So the thing is that It's like I remember one joke from my thing where like it goes to where he's in the Gerudo base and he meets one of the carpenters and was like, "Oh man, I'm so glad you're here. They've been keeping me and forcing me to try to impregnate them for weeks." Like, wait, they've been forcing you as a sex slave for weeks? Yes, it's been horrible. So glad you came to save me. Immediate cut to him being thrown into the prison, and just eventually he has so much that he fulfills. Yeah, this is where I learned. Oh crap! I can use this in multiple succession. It's like he does it so much that he fulfills their entire pregnancy quota, and they try and kick him out. Um, but there's like, how could you just like kick me out without any warnings? Like we've tried to tell you 1,000 times. Cut to them, just like, hey, perfect, you can leave now. Hey, do you guys love ketchup? I love ketchup. Lies and slander. That wasn't me. Immediate cut back. I, Link, the hero of time, love ketchup.
You see, I like, even though the ones with really good editing, like I guess friendship is witchcraft and other stuff where they take clips from multiple episodes and they're adding their own stuff and it's very seamless. It's very admirable, but it's also admirable to see how people use the episode that's given to them in different ways. Because yeah, using that link clip in that way seems creative. Stuff like that, I love that sort of thing in average series.